Hello everyone, welcome back to the Mghcbts He Can Be Taught project. Season 1, Episode 3. This one specifically mentions that we gotta know how literate are you, but not in like English and like music. So I'm just gonna read off this and we're gonna get started with the actual video. So first off, the definition from the okay, never mind. I keep saying the dictionary definition of literacy is, quote, the ability to read and write. However, in most public school performing ensemble classrooms, we really focus on the ability of a student to read and perform. Thus, if we truly want to be literate as musicians, we have to know how to write music. This does not mean you have to be a composer. Think about why your ELA teacher is assigned research papers. They understand that 99% of the students won't go on to become writers. They know that the discipline of writing will improve their overall literacy. In his assignments, as the title suggests, I have to teach Mghcbts. It's my orchestra teacher. The basic concepts and patterns are usually involved in writing music, and you will hopefully be a better musician for it. And I just gotta complete with the green slope here. If you want to read what specifically says, go for it. I have no idea what that extra button was added on the ability. So, we're just gonna start with the basics that it will have which will be in almost every single piece, guaranteed. First off, this. That is what, if you want to know what this is what signifies what hand you are using to play the notes. On pianos, you'll see this one as well as the other one that looks like a G. I'm pretty sure this one's called the treble clef. I haven't played piano in a long time. This is basically what determines on, if you're looking at this, determines if you can play this or not, depending on if you're playing an instrument like I am, like the cello, which is, I wrote this as if you could play this on the cello. You just simply write it as the finger, as the hand that you use, that you make the finger patterns on, which for me, being a cello player, is my left one. Next we have the sharps, or the flats, or the naturals. I just decided to just go with the A major scale things. This thing that I'm going to tell you right now is the latest fact I've currently learned about this. But apparently, if there's a sharp or flat on like the different notes, for example, this one is on the third finger or second finger F on the D string. If it's there, that means that you have a sharp on that thing. I only recently learned that this would be a sharp on the G string, fourth finger, and so forth. So that might be helpful to you. This one is the time signature. This one determines on how many beats that you have to play in that measure and how many notes the whole note gets. Which, as you can see, this is what I've used to represent the whole notes because I'm bad at drawing. Next one, the beats per minute. You will see this on most of the pieces. Not all of them will have them, but they do. You know, you set the metronome to this, because that is one quarter note all the time. So you can apply that to all the other quarter notes. Now I mostly just have this. You'll hear me play it at the very end of the video, as like the ending thing before I tell you guys to subscribe. Or maybe after, I'm not sure. Once you just do so, uh, yeah. Anyway, so just gonna start. Other than the notes, I'm gonna mention everything other side from the notes. So these are slurs, or the notes. You basically just play one, and then switch over. So you would play, since this is the cello, open D to a first finger E on the same bow, without stopping momentum. Like I mentioned, the Shaw, just go next to the notes. But this one probably won't be here in actuality. Only if they tell you otherwise, that the note needs to be something other than what's over here, do you need to actually play it? Do you actually need to play it differently? This is just the up bow and the down bow. You won't see this if you're playing a piano or something. I'm almost confident. Now I'm just gonna shrink it a little bit here. That is a different volume. That's a different volume. You gotta play that little louder, loud, very loud, a soft again. So basically, this is the sound you should be at. I think double or triple forte is the one. I'm not sure what the last note is, but for most beginners, double forte will be the sound. Maybe it will be normal forte. I'm not sure. But yeah. I need to explain that one really quickly because I have no other way to explain it. I need a drink of water. My voice is getting exhausted. This right here is a tie. You basically just play the note extra long. If you need to, because, this is 60 bass tempo, you could use an up bow and a down bow. If it specifies you have to do that, you have to do it. Otherwise, it's just like, make sure that it sounds like it's just the same note being held for longer. If you've seen this basically just means you're playing this for an extra note. So I'm going to ruin my perfect thing. So this could also equate to this without having to be like changing bows. I'm almost confident by this point you've seen what this is. It's a rest. However, there are other rests. But we'll get to those other rests. We have another tied note here. And when these are connected, it means that when there is just two of these, it's essentially just the same as this. But most of the time it will I'm going to try to edit these things with no ability perfectly. But sometimes the second note here, sometimes the second note here will be down like another one. This one will be down another one. Whatnot. You're not often going to see this whole thing here. Now this is what we call a crescendo. I forgot what it was. You basically get louder as you're playing it. This is a half rest. Currently, this equals as much as this. No, as much as this. So this would just take up half of what you were already doing. If I go over here, we'll see what we've already talked about before. But this time we have a whole note, which basically just plays for as many counts as this. Now this, I highlight that most people will see that, is is a whole rest. It acts exactly like this note, but you don't play. Now right here is what we call accents. You move it fast, back and forth. It doesn't matter if it's soft or loud, you gotta put some oomph into it. That was all said. Now we're gonna move on to this one at the very end. This right here is a decrescendo. You get softer the longer the piece goes, for as long as this thing goes. And this right here, these last two things here, this note, basically the conductor will decide when you stop. Most of the time if you're doing a down bow, you'll just stop at the tip. But I'm not knowing if it's an up bow, or which price is this? This one will be an up bow. This one will be an up bow, as I have made it. No, down bow. I still don't understand. And what the heck is an up bow and down bow? Basically, from my hand being closest to the string to my hand being farthest from the string. Grog the tip, as they call it. And this last thing right here is what initiates the end of a piece. Sometimes I'll have dots here, but you know, that just means repeat until like the same thing over here. Which just mean repeat back to this point and then stop. That's not what I drew this originally as. But that basically just means stop the piece. That's no matter what you need to play. Anyway, to end off the video, as well as to start my practice session, and for another video, I'm gonna start with playing this. So, cool transition.